Hello and welcome to Teaching My Cat to Read, the very serious book review podcast. I'm Eli.
I'm Em.
And I'm Lottie. And this week, in our mini episode, we're discussing everything about Dracula by Bram Stoker. Jingle, jingle, jingle.
Well, I guess we're not discussing everything because we already did an episode.
Yes.
But we've got some bits.
We're discussing everything that can be encompassed by the three words mansplain, manipulate, and male wife.
Exactly.
Yeah. We've got some bits that we've become funnier since we started doing this podcast. And now we want to go back and do funny bits.
Exactly. If you're new to the podcast, we're throwing in some mini episodes. So if you want to listen to all of our thoughts about Dracula, go find it. I think it's series 1, episode 5 that we did Dracula in.
Gosh.
That sounds about right, yeah.
Ancient history.
Yeah, ancient history. Now we're doing some fun bits about Dracula that we didn't do the first time round that we've introduced in series 2. So
before we start, I would like to make a disclaimer that if you hear thudding noises on my end, it is because the cat is outside my room, bodily hurling herself against my door. All 3.5 kilos of her repeatedly hitting the door, going thud, thud, thud. Because she can hear me talking. She wants to be involved.
Apparently walking over my keyboard and dipping her tail in my tea was not sufficient entertainment for her. She's gotten bored of me and is now trying to get to Eli.
The fertile grounds of whatever forbidden conversation is happening in my room that she's not allowed to be part of.
Bless her. Bless her cotton socks. Bless her. Oh. So what's the first question you want to discuss about Dracula?
Well, I think we're going to lead with mansplain, manipulate, male wife, aren't we?
Yeah.
Although, it's been so long and there are so many characters. I remember a cowboy. There was a cowboy, right? I didn't hallucinate that.
Okay, Jonathan Harker is absolutely the male wife, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's just constantly talking about how much he loves Mina and how cool she is.
I think almost all of Lucy's suitors, apart from creepy Dr. Mann, who we all despise,
Oh, yeah, Jack Seward.
are potentially all male wife material, if we're honest. I think there's a preponderance of male wives in there.
I kind of want to say the manipulate is, well, I guess Dracula, but also the doctor who prescribes everybody alcohol for like the blood transfusion bit.
In Anno Dracula, which is, it's sort of like, what would have happened if Dracula succeeded and then also married Queen Victoria, like turned her into a vampire and married her and became like the King of England, kind of. Anyway, it's absolutely wild. It's really, really good. And Jack Seward is a main character in the first of those books, and he is absolutely like manipulate in that. And that is my interpretation of his character. That's what I came to reading Dracula with, so I'm 100% on board.
Valid. See, the thing is,
you've really hyped this up now.
Yeah. Damn it. Listen, I'm very sleepy. I have no sense of proportion. If anyone can only be one, I feel like Seward is actually our best candidate for mansplain.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Van Helsing absolutely isn't.
Because he is the most, like, paternalistic kind of, like, I'm going to experiment on the fucking mentally ill
Renfield,
people in my
man.
care for, like, science reasons. And
Oh, yeah.
But the thing, I guess, there's a normal amount of Victorian men mansplaining going on, and then also Seward is probably, I don't know. But manipulate, I think Dracula is, like, all the way.
Oh, yeah.
All the way. Although, again, hold on a second, because am I just thinking that because of years of adaptation?
He's actually pretty bad at it, you know?
Yeah, this is the thing, isn't it? It's like he's not even really trying to hide the whole I am a vampire thing. Did you guys see that Tumblr post about him, like, crawling down the wall like a lizard?
Oh, yeah, we laughed about that back in the original
did see that,
episode.
Yeah. And, like, Harker's like, saw the count again, crawling sideways on the wall like a lizard, just another day in Castle Dracula. And you're like...
Kind of weird that he does that anyway.
Yeah, he's not... Like, he's not really manipulating Harker, is he? Isn't it so much as he's been like, I have tricked you into coming to my castle, and now I've just locked the doors. You're in the middle of nowhere, and I've locked the doors, and now I'm using your real estate powers for evil. And that's it.
It's real estate powers.
There isn't really any, like...
There's no art to it. There's no effort to it, you know?
There's no grift. No, it's just like, I'm going to be weirdly creepy, and because I own this castle and have supernatural powers, it will be impossible for you to get out. Boo-hoo.
Yeah.
You know, there's not really any, like... There's no psychological, interpersonal, like, component to that.
It's not really manipulation. He's just doing things. And Harker is kind of just like, I am not looking, I do not see it.
Yeah, in a way, it's more gatekeep, isn't it? In the sense that there is a literal gate that he is refusing to let Jonathan out of.
Is he manipulation or is he just trying to find a house? Like, he just wants to find somewhere to live.
This is the thing. Are we mismaligning Dracula here? Is he just desperately trying to find somewhere to live?
He just wants to find his London house in, the Victorian market, which, let's be honest, is probably easier once you got a lot of money and,
I mean, so Em and I are currently house hunting, like our whole household, we're looking to move, and we are being ghosted by estate agents left, right and centre. Nothing has floor plans, everything has tiny kitchens, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
It's like, I think house hunting does just make you like that a little bit.
Yeah, I think house hunting does make you homicidal. I think that's just that.
Yeah,
on that.
Especially when you look at some houses and you're going, how is that house worth that amount of money? I don't. That the house is upside down and has no garden and is like off a track.
And also there's this weird dude who keeps climbing like a lizard up and down the walls. It's really strange.
I mean, let's be honest, Dracula is not going to have to enter like a 1k a month house share in London. So, he's...
For which you get a cardboard box. Yeah.
Oh my god. You live in the hutch. You live in a hutch in the kitchen that's like the underneath of the table's like walled in.
Yeah.
Have you seen the entrepreneur house? I think it's somewhere in Manhattan. It's like a brownstone in New York. And it's like they've got 16 people in this brownstone, right?
Oh my god!
And we're talking beds in the kitchen. It's like the most cursed thing, and it's all these tech bros who are like working on their own startup selling weed coffee or whatever. And it's just the most miserable thing. And the stupid thing is they're still paying absurdly high amounts of rent, even splitting this house between them. Dracula doesn't want to end up like this,
Like, yeah, if you go on Rightmove, like, what do we think? What do we think? But for those who aren't in the UK, Rightmove is like the online... I was going to say, like, compare the market, but that's also a UK reference, which doesn't help. Like, the online, I guess, search for houses. What do we think is the Rightmove description that he'd be looking for?
I think he's like absurdly difficult. Do you know what? I was going to say I think he's absurdly difficult to please. He's all like, where are the crypts? I must have a crypt.
Yeah, and you're like, this is a south-facing garden.
Where are the brooding pines? Where are the wolf packs that howl at my window? And Jonathan Harker's just sitting there like, please God, what?
You know what he actually would, I don't like genuinely care about is, you know how in our house, the way that the curtain rails are, they let light in at the top still. Because they're like bars, and then you have curtains that have like rivets in them, like holes. What's the word I'm looking for?
Curtain holes.
Like... Yeah.
I mean, they do look like rivets a little bit, don't they? Yeah.
They're, as opposed to being eyelets, as opposed to being ones on hooks that slide along. Your curtain is naturally zigzaggy, and that means that if you like in the morning, if your window faces east, you get light coming in through the top.
Blackout curtains. The thing is, if it doesn't have a crypt,
exactly, Dracula would be super concerned about the possibility of completely blacking out his bedroom.
Also, I don't think he'd like. I mean, I guess if you're taking modern architecture, if you're reading because everything's just open plan with light, and he wouldn't like it. He would.
Yeah.
I mean,
he needs crannies, man.
Yes, he needs nooks and awkward corners,
small spaces,
pillars.
Which, let's be honest, is all houses in London. According to Rightmove, like...
I was going to say, I tell you what, modern AU where Dracula isn't evil until he tries to get a house in London. It's the desperate search for a house. Jonathan Harker actually joins him.
It's the prequel trilogy explaining how he became Dracula.
Yeah.
Except instead of like being told he was the chosen one and then having a forbidden marriage, he's just trying to find somewhere to rent in London.
It's like, would you like to live in Zone 6? You've got an hour-long commute and you have to share with 5 people. Have fun with that.
Yeah.
Without selling your soul to the estate agent.
I feel like in this AU that like it's a Harker Dracula team up. That like Harker's new to the real estate business. He's young, naive. He thinks he can really make a difference in the lives of his customers. And he's got this one rich gent that's like desperate to find somewhere. And he's like, oh, I can do this. I can do it. I will take the ring to Mordor, except it's the housing market to Dracula. And like they're both just staring at Rightmove like, what?
It's like, I would like to view this property tomorrow, and by tomorrow it's already sold.
Oh my God, and then they actually do that real estate crime that they describe in the book where they like steal people's houses.
Oh, actually, going down this route, Dracula on like, what's the one? Location.
Oh my God!
That's like Taika Waititi's next project, right?
Yeah.
Dracula would like to live within an hour of London and have some spooky castles. He therefore has to live in some tiny village in the middle of nowhere with no train station and no public transport link. So he really needs to, like, you know, either learn to ride a horse or B, buy a car. If he can't do either of those, he's going to have to live in a shoebox in a city. Where shall he go next?
I mean, to be fair, he does kind of already sleep in a box. Yes.
Yeah, so,
Yes.
I mean...
But it's like a fancy box.
That's true.
Okay, so here's an issue. He can't cross running water, right? That's the whole thing.
Oh, yeah.
He's got to decide which half of London he wants to live in.
Well, not only that, if you think about how many of the sewers in London are covered over rivers,
That's a good point.
like, does that count? Is he just trapped?
Okay, we really didn't think about this in the original episode. Why the fuck does he want to move to London? It's going to be so inconvenient.
Yeah.
Or maybe he doesn't know. That's actually there's AU where Bram Stoker actually cares about the sewer system of London and is like, wait, we've just trapped Dracula in like a 3-foot square. Like
I know that like Amsterdam and Venice and whatever, they're all canals and they're not actually running water. Like, it's still water. But I love the idea of like he moves somewhere and he suddenly just like can't go anywhere in it because of all of the places that there are running water.
Yeah. Oh god, it's like that scene in Sabriel where they start like chaining boxes of grave dirt across the stepping stones. It's like he's doing that to the whole of Amsterdam and everybody's like, what's with these weird boxes? What's with these weird boxes of dirt? Why is there a random old man in an opera cape like hopping along it like he's on fire? Like, what's going on here?
Do you want to know something? This is like such a... It's not even that funny, but it's in my brain, so now I'm going to share it with you all.
Mm-hmm. Excellent.
So Pokemon Arceus came out not that long ago, like a while ago now. Mm-hmm. It's like a game where you gain methods of traversal. Like, at the start, you can't cross water. You need to go and like progress the plot before you gain the ability to like swim across the water, right? Like a standard RPG type thing.
Yeah.
But what you can do from the very beginning is you can catch 6 Pokemon, and apparently Bidoof are best for this, or Bibarel or whatever. And there's the ability in the game to like just let your Pokemon out of their Pokeballs and they'll just stand somewhere and you can interact with them and they'll do cute little animations. But you can use them to create a bridge across water, and 6 Pokemon is enough for you to just keep doing this indefinitely and like cross water that you shouldn't be able to cross yet early in the game.
I mean, that reminds me of like this when you finally get the surf option in, what was it, Pokemon Ruby, I think, when I last played so many moons ago on the old Game
but, like,
Boy.
you can sequence break by like just running across the backs of Pokemon.
Oh,
It's like the peasant railgun, but for
Exactly. Yeah. And Dracula just doing that with like his grave dirt.
just chucking dirt over.
Dracula actually just gets really into earthworks.
like the wolves that he controls. He's just like, I will summon my wolf pack and get them to like float in the river, and I'll just like, I will Legolas it like on dwarf heads. I'll just hop from wolf head to wolf head.
Yes.
It's like the sort of supernatural law equivalent of like, I'm not touching you, you know?
Get that out of my face. It's not in my hand, in your face. It's in my hand. Get what's in your hand out of my face.
Yep. No, we're not doing the Sherlock Holmes episode yet.
No, I think another question. Which of the Dracula characters would be into NFTs?
Oh, okay, so there's different kinds of into NFTs, right? There's like, I am cynically going to get into this, make a quick buck, and get out while the going is good, right?
Okay, so I think that's our cowboy. I think that's the...
Oh, I like him too much to assert that about him, you know?
I mean, I know, but he's also like very like...
Yeah.
Gold rushy type. I'm misremembering this possibly.
Yeah, maybe.
Would he instead be into either Bitcoin mining or hoarding graphics cards?
Oh, I don't know.
I feel like Dr. Seward is the one who's like genuinely into it from like a weird libertarian philosophy way. He's like, this is the future. This is the only, the only real method. All true intellectuals support this like anarchist method of, and it's just like, this is garbage. This is garbage, and your entire life is garbage.
So he's like mining Bitcoin, but he's not actually into NFTs, I feel like. I feel like
Dracula's into NFTs. I feel like he's all like the art that's just for me thing, and then he gets really upset when people like copy paste it.
Yeah. I
it's
feel like
his.
Parker is one of those guys who's just like, I don't know what these are, but I feel like I'm behind the curve, so I've got to like read up on them and like try and learn about them. And he just doesn't get it and therefore never gets into them.
You're basically buying a URL. It's no. Like,
I was going to say, like, if any of our dear listeners are out there and feel like they don't understand the point of crypto and particularly the point of NFTs, you're correct. It's all very stupid. And I say this as someone whose day job is to like I'm not in the crypto industry. I'm in the tech industry. Like it is all stupid.
Adjacent, yeah.
It is adjacent, yeah.
I feel like Van Helsing is like the only sensible economics professor. He's like the last bastion of like, this is ridiculous, don't do this, for all these like
he understands all of these things and why they're all stupid and why you shouldn't do them. Because we're talking about vampires, I do now want to think about which of the What We Do in the Shadows characters would be into NFTs and which ones would understand them or not.
This is the problem. I haven't watched it, so I cannot help you with this question.
Oh, it's exquisite.
I need to watch it. It's definitely it's on the to-do list. It's
I mean, I've seen the film, but that's like...
It's been a while, yeah.
It's been a while. Guys, I think we have a minisode's worth of content here.
Of yelling about Dracula and the real estate market. The thing is, it was definitely one of those books where we could have done 2 episodes.
Oh, easily.
Yeah.
Like, easily.
Dracula's like an honorary millennial because of his housing market struggles.
Yeah, his housing market struggles, yeah. If you want to listen to the full episode of Dracula, it is season 1, episode 5. I did check. You just scroll down the list till you find it. Or if you go to our website, you can now search through genre. And hopefully by the time this episode is out, I will have added one for Gothic and all that good stuff. So
nice.
You'll be able to search for it on there. Thank you all so much for listening to this episode of Teaching My Cat to Read. This is the final episode of our second series. We've got lots planned for series 3. In the meantime, remember to follow us on your podcast platform to never miss a future episode. Give us a like or review if you enjoyed this episode, and you can find us on all of our social media pages, which are linked below. So say hello, send us a message, and recommend us some books to read. Big virtual hugs, and we will see you next time for series 3 of Teaching My Cat to Read. Bye.
Bye.